First Glance with Jody Vance. Very glad to be with you. And it feels like we're old friends, Steve Saviuk, you know, when we touch base and we talk everything Valeo Pharma. I think you were one of the first interviews that I did on this series for Equity Guru. Thank you for doing this.
Well, thanks for having me.
You know the program here. It's just we're just having a chat. We're maybe having a coffee or sit at the end of the bar. We're not too fancy around these parts. We just want to let the investors of all walks of life know where the opportunities might lie. And certainly with the stock symbol V as in Victor, P as in Peter, H as in Henry, VPH, Valeo Pharma is one that should be on any savvy investor's radar when it comes to opportunities. You've had some significant news over the last couple of days and more to come. Why don't you give us an update? When last we spoke, you sort of dropped a little nugget my way and I was like, "Ooh, you need to come back and tell me more about that." So,
well, last week, as you may recall, we announced that we had signed the commercial and supply agreement with Novartis, which puts us into the respiratory area. Two really interesting products. I think that'll be certainly game changers for Valeo in terms of revenue. They're used in asthma. We think they're going to become amongst the top asthma products used by across the country. So very excited about that. That was during our last call. What we announced today was very interesting, is that basically a lot of our corporate insiders, our directors and employees agreed to a small placement that we did, which is about 4 million. It could be actually higher than that. We'll see next week where that number goes. Basically to strengthen our balance sheet in the preparation for the launch of 3 products, 2 of them from Novartis, which will be Enerzair and Atectura used in asthma, but also for the launch of Redesca, which is our low molecular weight heparin product, which is an anticoagulant, as you know. And that product, we're announcing that product was actually launched. So that's a press release that everyone is going to be current on at the time of viewing of this show. So when I say launch,
big news. It's big news.
They say launch,
yeah.
We actually started shipping the product. So this was a little bit ahead of our timeline. I think probably the last time I spoke to you, I said, "Oh, we're expecting sort of late April, early May." In fact, it was done as of yesterday, I believe. So very positive. This will be a big revenue driver for us. And we hope to have some more news to announce to the market in the coming weeks. It's an exciting time at Valeo, very dynamic. Our 3 big products are being launched literally in the course of the next 10 days or 2 weeks. Just very excited, and I think it's a real testament that our people that know the company well, I mean, directors, employees, management, have contributed to shore up the balance sheet in anticipation of these launches. And
investment in wealth is really the greatest sort of signal, I think, from the outside investors to say, well, if you're putting your own money into it.
Yeah, we've been there from day one.
Yeah.
One of the features of our company is that directors, management, employees own about 65% of the company. And this is after the company has raised probably close to $25 million over the last 4 or 5 years. So it gives a sense of we've contributed a lot. We have a lot of, the proverbial skin in the game. I think this aligns us as employees and management. It aligns us with our outside shareholders. We all have the same objective: build a great company, build value.
And when it comes to the potential revenues associated with these recent announcements and these moves, what is your next sort of benchmark? Do you have an idea? I don't know. It's hard to look into your crystal ball, but do you put a number associated with what you hope your potential revenue might be, given these three new products you just explained to us?
Very much, and I think we want to be conservative. The old adage of sort of under promise, over deliver, I think is very much, and I know that it's sometimes you're pulled into a direction of trying to give these great numbers and what have you, but our assumptions right now and our planning is we'll do somewhere between 17 and 20 million this year, and our year end is October, which is a well over 100% increase from the year prior. 2025, so it's 4.5 years from now, we expect to be doing about 160 million. This is huge. These are huge numbers. And I'm sure a lot of people in your audience are saying, how can you even dream to go that quick, that fast? And a lot of that is on the basis of a couple of things. Number one, the products that we were launching. Enerzair and Atectura in asthma, these two products together will drive more than $100 million of revenue. The asthma market is a big market in Canada, and these products have demonstrated in clinical trials that they are superior to the standard of care today. The other one is Redesca, which we expect to be about a $30 million top line sales. This is in a $200 million market. Early indications are very strong. So these three will drive at least 2/3 of that $160 million top line. It could be higher than that. So, but we're giving that as what we have today, and that's our projection. So that's
I like
our
that.
crystal
I like
ball.
the under province over deliver. This is why I asked the so tentatively, because it's a hard position to put you in. I mean, if you had that crystal ball and you knew that for sure, it would change everything. But that's what investment in markets, there's always risk to investment. There's always risk. I mean, look at us, we're in a global pandemic. Who saw that coming 2 years ago? Nobody.
I think
So
people have to follow us on a quarterly basis, and you'll see that quarterly uptick in revenues.
right.
And then we'll support it. We talk to people, a lot of investors. We do have Industrial Alliance, their financial analysts in the healthcare sector put out a buy recommendation with a $3 target for our shares. We expect other analysts to follow suit with their own recommendations. It's just a very dynamic time with the company right now.
It's a time of huge opportunity, and that's what we do here at First Glance with Jody Vance, is so people can get in for the growth portion of it, that this is not just reserved for the in the know fancy suits and pocket squares. This is why we do these conversations and why Valeo Pharma, VPH, by the way, the stock symbol, if you want to flag it, follow it, read those quarterly reports, get to know Saviuk and his team. Valeo Pharma, based out of Montreal, right?
That's correct. We're across Canada in terms of commercial operations, but our head office and headquarters is in Montreal.
So somebody just like tuning in because they're like, oh, I know Jody, I'm going to check this out. Somebody tunes in and wants to know, what is Valeo all about? You and I have spoken about it before, but at this point, somebody's going to be like, what is this? Hold on. What is the root of this investment? What do you said, these are proven asthma drugs who have gone through clinical trial and will prove themselves to be more impactful than the current treatments. Like, taking established pharmaceuticals from around that have been tested elsewhere and bringing them to the Canadian market. Is that a layman's terms way of putting it?
So that's pretty close to what we do. I mean, we look around the world, the US, Europe, and Asia predominantly. We look for drugs that are new, so they're innovative. They bring a better standard of care to people, whether it's reduced side effects, better efficacy, lower pricing, and we bring them to the Canadian market. And we do everything once the product's here, from registering them with Health Canada through all the various commercial activities, and on the back end, which is very important, the medical side. Doctors call us and they'll say, can we use this drug? We have this issue with it. And we have a very good that's growing. We're about 43, 45 people now. By early October, we'll be over 110 people. I have to pinch myself sometimes and the quality of people, just outstanding. We have some really good team led by our president, who joined us 2.5 months ago, Fred Fasano, who's been in Canada. He's an international pharma exec, been in Canada for 9 years, and we were lucky for him to join. So we've got people that have run big businesses. So it's not a question of, how do we do it? We do it by having the right people and execute. And you said to your viewers, follow us, write to us as a company. We're very close to our shareholder base. We do take a lot of time to answer, and we'd love to be on your show and keep people informed. As you said, it doesn't have to be the elite that knows about special situations. It should be everyone that becomes aware of them.
Yeah, opportunities to, as I say, get in on the ground floor and invest and grow with the company on a long term. And when, as you said, internal investment to help with the balance sheet is a great flag that there's belief in the long term, building and growing, where so many companies these days are in for the quick, in and out, make a buck. But you're building on something that has an ethical piece as well, like trying to make the world healthier, trying to help our medical community here in Canada. That's big.
It may sound corny and old-fashioned, but part of our mandate is to do good. I mean, to do good for people, and the rest take care of itself. I think mission is to bring innovative medicines to Canadians that really improve the healthcare system, improve the quality of their lives. And it's been there since back in 2003 when we were founded, and we haven't wavered from that.
And so many people want that in their portfolio like never before. The investment in what will build a strong country, a strong global community as well. And you really check a lot of boxes, I have to say, Steve. Valeo Pharma, stock symbol is V as in Victor, P as in Peter, H as in Henry, VPH. So flag that stock symbol. Do your homework on Valeo Pharma. How do people find you and communicate with you? As you said, you spend a lot of time responding and corresponding with investors.
Well, they can write me directly. So it's my last name, Saviuk at Valeo Pharma. And if you write me, if I can't write you back, someone else will, but we'll get back in touch with you.
It is VALEO, Valeo Pharma, and the CEO is Steve Saviuk. I'm so glad to talk with you as always. Congratulations on this new business and these announcements, and please do keep us posted of anything else coming down the pipe. Appreciate it.
We will be seeing you soon, Jody. That's for sure.
I love it. Thanks, Steve.
Thanks. Good night.